We're continuing our conversation with David Lieberman about his book, Transcendental Judaism, Enlivening the Eternal Within to Uplift Ourselves and Our World.
Thanks, Susan. When we ended the last segment, we were talking about expanding our repertoire of how we can deeply connect with God. And I'd like to move on by talking about theology for just a bit. Our traditional and our mystical texts tell us that the universe that we experience comes out of nothingness. Sometimes we say no thingness. God created the world out of nothing. In Hebrew, this no thingness is referred to as the Ein Sof, which means without end. Gershom Scholem, one of our great 20th century academics and Kabbalists, taught that if we could view the world or the universe as a tree, the Ein Sof would be the sap of the tree. The sap of the tree nourishes everything in the tree, and it transforms itself into the thingness of the tree, the branches, the leaves, the roots, the flowers, and the fruit, and things like that. So the tree transforms us, the Ein Sof transforms into the tree, but the Ein Sof doesn't go away. It remains as the essence, and it nourishes continually all parts of the tree. So the Ein Sof is God's infinite intelligence, creativity, the source of infinite possibilities that is the lifeblood of our universe. And it is our essence. It's our essence. It's our shared essence, and it's the essence of everything we see around us. In fact, everything you see around us is nothing but the Ein Sof in disguise. This is the concept behind the idea of the oneness or the unity of the universe that we hear about in Judaism. And sometimes you may have heard the phrase, God is everywhere, or there is nothing but God. It's the same message. When we have a transcendental experience, we have actually had an experience of touching the Ein Sof. When we have an experience of expansiveness or wholeness, we actually have experienced that. And it's not just a theoretical or a weird concept. Just as the sap is always present in the tree, you can never get away from it, we can never not be connected with the Ein Sof. And Moses says this in Deuteronomy chapter 30. He says, "It is not in heaven, neither is it beyond the sea. The thing is very close to you. It's in your mouth, in your heart, to observe it." And when he means observe it, he means observe the commandments. In other words, be connected with God.
So why don't we have awareness of this all the time?
Well, that is a very good question. So let's go back to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden was a symbol of heaven on earth, and Adam and Eve's awareness began from a place of heaven, of unity. The concept of differences was alien to them. For example, they did not know they were naked. And symbolically, when they would look at a tree, the sap would come to the forefront of their awareness. The oneness of everything would be at the forefront of the awareness. The branches, the leaves and flowers, they'd be there, but they'd sort of be in the background. And God tells Adam and Eve that they can eat from any of the trees except from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And of course, they eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This tree represents duality, differences, not unity.
That sounds bad.
Well, it's actually not so bad, because eating from the tree of opposites symbolically introduces differences that Adam and Eve, in Adam and Eve's awareness, which they are going to need to be able to function in the world that God's creating for them. In our world, differences are a feature. They're not a bug. we couldn't exist or function in this world if there were no differences. In Genesis, the world is created by dividing. First God divides light and darkness. Then there's the firmament, which divides the upper waters from the lower waters. Then on the next day, the lower waters, the sea, get divided from the land. Then the next day, the day and night, get divided. So it's all about division. That's the nature of our universe.
So it's not bad.
Well, no. Symbolically, again, before eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, the wholeness of, the oneness of everything was at the forefront of Adam and Eve's awareness. And afterwards, the diversity, the differences were at their forefront of their awareness. It's the unity of creation sort of fell to the background of their awareness. It didn't go away. The Ein Sof, the sap doesn't go away. It just fell to the background of their awareness. And so they got forced out of the garden and were forced to live in a world of duality. And the point is, we continue this habit of letting the differences come to the forefront of our awareness and forgetting that there's a unity behind it all.